My name is Eden. My channel is called Eden Speaks, and I'm here to help you with your improvement. In this video, I want to talk about how to help yourself. And there's many ways you can interpret the question, how to help yourself. For me to generalize it in a spectrum of areas, then I would have to say the way to help yourself is determining on how you understand yourself and how you know what you want and all these things and everything like that. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to explain how to help yourself. I've already explained how I help myself in my own experiences. And yeah, so I'm going to explain how and why you should learn to help yourself. This is an explanation on how I help myself. A story about how I help myself. So what I mean by this is it's almost like taking care of yourself. It's almost like as if you're an external person and you're aiding to that person. You're helping, you're nurturing and understanding and taking care of that person. So first example with myself is I like to take myself out on like dates and stuff. So things that you would do with someone that you're interested in or a potential partner or whatever, the things that you and activities that you would do with them, you do with yourself. So let's say for example you want to go to a movie. So you go to a movie by yourself. You go enjoy a movie, you go get a massage by yourself. You might go play mini golf by yourself. And it may seem weird and different to some people and kind of yeah, it may just seem weird to you, but you really, if you can learn to enjoy these activities and do these things by yourself, like it's really going to help you out when you do actually have that person to go with and actually do those things with that person. And also as well, if you really think about it, let's say for example you have a girl, right, and you're talking to her and you take her out on a date to a restaurant that you've gone by yourself with, and you're familiar with the chefs, you're familiar with the people that work there, and it makes you look good because they're more comfortable with you, so they talk to you more, whatever, and they're like, and the girl that you took to the date is like, do they know you? And you're like, yeah, I come here often. So it's kind of a thing where like it shows you're confident in yourself. It shows that you're comfortable with yourself to be able to go to these sort of things by yourself. So the first example for myself, how I help myself and how I take care of myself is that I sometimes take myself out on dates. I sometimes go and do activities that you might think that you need other people and do them by myself and enjoy my own company because it's a really big deal. So that's the first example with myself. First story with myself is that I take myself out on dates. I'll go to a movie by myself. I'll go to a dinner by myself, enjoy food and have a good experience at a restaurant or whatever. And I'll do these things that you might do with someone else by myself. So that's one thing I do. The second thing I do is I invest my money and my time into things that help me grow. So what I mean by that is, for example, I might invest in a new book. I'll go to Paper Plus or I'll go to a bookstore or whatever, and I'll buy a new book that I'm interested in. Usually it's a self-development book. Usually it's something that's going to help me learn an area that I want to learn in or whatever, or grow in. And I will invest in a book to then spend time with that book and read it for an hour a day or whatever. And I'll read and I'll read and I'll read. And that thing, the reading, is what's investing in my growth. That investment of money into that book. So it's about, usually books are like, what I've seen so far, it's like, it could be like $25, between $25 to $40. That money there that I've invested in a hard copy book that I can then read over a period of time, that's an investment in myself. So that's one way. Another way that you can help yourself, from an example of myself, is to invest your money and your time in yourself. So that's another way to nurture and take care of yourself, is to invest certain things. So it doesn't have to be a book. It could be the gym membership. It could be accessories that you need to then follow your passions and your goals. It could be sporting stuff, equipment for your sport, equipment for anything that you want. Invest that into the better equipment and utensils, and then, or whatever you call it, and then put the time into it. And that's just one way where you can help yourself as well, from examples from me. And then the third and last thing, an example of how I do things, is to journal. To journal and understand yourself. Why do you do certain things? What are the traumas? What are the anxieties? What are things that make you tick, and continue to journal and internalize everything in your own way and understand yourself in whatever way you can, because then you can better understand how and why you do things. Because awareness in itself is transformable. Awareness in itself is transformable. All right. So if you understand that quote and you understand that perspective, then you are able to change a lot of things in your life. So if you want to help yourself, if you want to improve areas in your life where you think are lacking, then I believe, from my experience, dating yourself, so taking yourself out on things, on places, going to places that you haven't experienced before by yourself, being comfortable with your own company, be comfortable with just doing it, because it's not weird. I don't think it's weird. I truly don't. I think that is a very good development thing to do and a good thing to build your relationship with yourself, and it'll really help you in the long run anyway. Investing your money into the time and things and the hobbies and whatever, into equipment that you need for anything, whatever, investing your time and money into it, that's going to help you as well. And then also just journal, understand yourself, voice record yourself, as I like to do. Voice record yourself, listen to it back, and then it's like you're listening to yourself talk, conversationalize with yourself, come to your own conclusions about whatever problems and dilemmas you have, whatever goals, whatever visions you have. Understand that, and it'll help you out as well. So that's just my story. You should want to help yourself, because then you won't have to rely on anyone else, and you won't have to be disappointed when someone doesn't hold their end of the bargain or whatever. Learning to help yourself is very, very powerful, because when you're able to count on yourself for problem solving, for coming to conclusions, for having your own back, backing yourself, being confident, walking around with a sort of aura and vibe that you are confident in yourself, then you just feel more happy and fulfilled in life. And I think that when you're able to continuously grow this resilience of going through challenges and being resilient, and then pulling yourself out of a hole that you didn't think you'd be able to get out of, that's what builds your character. So that's what builds your understanding of yourself, and also builds the character that you are in the first place. So that is a big reason why you should want to help yourself. Obviously. Now, how to help yourself? That is the question. How to help yourself? So in a general rule, so obviously I don't know the problems that you're going through. I don't know your own life problems, but to relate it to how I've experienced things, I think that the best way I feel like the best way that you can help yourself is to understand yourself. So I know I've said it 10,000 times, especially in this video, but understand yourself, know yourself. And if you don't know what you want and everything like that, then that takes time and effort to be able to internalize, journal, and everybody does it differently. But I do believe that it is a necessity if you want to actually understand yourself. You have to understand yourself and then know why you're unhappy with certain things, why you're neglecting certain things, why do you lack in this area in your life. Like, try and figure out these traumas, these childhood traumas, these experiences you've had in the past, and come to the conclusion. And when you're aware of it, then it's easier to then identify. Okay, so you identify what areas you need to improve, or you identify what areas you need to help, and then you go, okay, so the next step is, what do I do? Okay, a majority of people, that even though sometimes you might need external help with their question, you say, okay, I've identified what the problem is with myself. I've identified the reason why I avoid this is because of this. Or I identified the reason why I'm unhappy about this is because of this. And then once you've identified that, then you go, okay, the next step is blah, 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 blah. So for example, let's say for me, I say, I'm unhappy with my progress at the gym. That's just an example. I'm not actually unhappy with my progress at the gym. If I say I'm unhappy with the progress at the gym, or I'm unhappy with my relationship with my parents. Okay, so I'm gonna say that example instead. I'm unhappy with the relationship with my parents. And you go, okay, so what are the actions that you can take after identifying the problem? One, you could talk to your parents and express how you feel, and see what they say, and then you can come to a conclusion after that. Two, perspective. Maybe it's nothing to do with the actual relationship, And it's the fact of your angle and perspective on the situation. If you change your angle and perspective of it, maybe you'll feel better about it, because maybe there's a brighter and happier angle you could look at it. Maybe. That's just an example. 3, maybe you could ask them to do something once a week. You ask your dad, you ask your mom, you ask your grandparents, whatever. Do you want to go play some golf, some mini golf with me on Saturday? Do you want to go watch this movie with me? It's coming out this weekend. Do you want to go watch it with me? I'd really enjoy spending that time with you and have that quality time with them. So it's like, if you want to better that thing, identify the problem. Identify if it's within yourself or if it's external. Usually if it's within yourself, there will be always something that you can do. So identify what you can do yourself to be able to take the action towards bettering that area or bettering that problem, and then take the step. And then once you've done that, you can adapt it, change it, whatever, and progress it. So awareness in itself is transformable. If you're able to journal, identify who you are, what you want, what your visions are, what you want to manifest, everything like that, then you can identify the problems, identify what you want, identify who you are, then come to the next steps. If it's a problem, figure out what action you can take next. If you don't know what to do, ask someone you trust. Talk to someone you trust. Someone that you believe can give you a decent answer. And then just try your best to continuously do that. And you'll definitely help yourself. You will help yourself. If you then understand yourself, you can see where all your flaws are, the things you hate about yourself, the things you don't like about yourself, even things you love about yourself. And then you can be like, okay, all right, I appreciate myself because I know that this is because of this, and I know it's not their fault, but I know that we can change that. So love yourself, treat yourself, nurture yourself, take yourself out on dates, put yourself in better positions, invest money and time into things that you care about and that you want to do, and just continuously understand yourself. Journal, voice record yourself, anything you need to do, and that will better help you in the future. So yeah, I hope this video helped you in any way, in some form or another. I hope that I can continue to help anyone in this world. If you want to subscribe, follow the journey or anything like that and help me grow, then I really appreciate it. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.